Last Thursday, the girl in the next room along hung out a banner with some, I don't know, vacuous I Heart Heroes platitude on it. Anyway, it overhung the windows below, blocking them. So someone tore it down. And as I watched it flutter down to the pavement, I thought, that is human nature right there. I clapped the first week. I clapped till my hands stung. And yeah, big share. I got like a bit teary, actually. All those nurses, all those doctors, all those shelf stackers on the front line are getting us through this thing. And that first week, it felt spontaneous. Felt, heartfelt. Like a grateful nation, limited on how we could show our appreciation, so slapping their hands together was the only option available. So yeah, I clapped along with them. Call me cynical, and most people who have met me do. It's become something else now. Something to do. And yeah, it didn't take me long to revert to form, did it? Here I am again for whatever you're calling this ill-conceived project. The keeping us occupied project. The keeping us sane project. Yeah, alright, I'm waffling. So the classic novel I have chosen for the keeping us sane project is Moby Dick. It'll probably actually take me more like 3 quarantines, if not 3 lifetimes to finish. Why Moby Dick? Seemed kind of bleak and depressing, so tick. Who do I identify with? Ishmael seems a little too eager, a bit too chatty and annoying for my likings, definitely not him. Ahab? You probably thought I'd gravitate towards him, but he just seems like a bit of a dick, to be honest. Like macho. Very, very male. Embrace your disability, man. Don't take it out on the poor whale. So, yeah, it's the whale I identify with. Poor sod. Yeah, I've been there, mate. This morning, just lying there, eating my Jaffies, trying to read my book, and all of a sudden my mobile phone starts pinging away, messages popping up. Oh, just checking you're okay. We haven't heard from you for a while. Yeah, it's not the same as being hunted with spears, but I do feel hunted. And the more you chase me, the deeper down I will go. Anyway, I think that fulfills my word count, doesn't it? Oh, and you still haven't got back to me to confirm that this is actually going towards our module, because if it's not, I'm going to get back to nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'll tell you something, student to tutor, okay? You see, I can cope. Whoa! I was going to go out today and do some exercise, but it's the same route I've taken for the past however many days it's been. And we can go out in pairs now, but I don't need to. Anyway, in response to the task that you asked me to do, to take any book by any classical author and respond to it, A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway understands. He lived a life Went to war when he was about my age. Got injured, shrapnel in his legs. Had an excuse to skip leg day, no doubt. I don't have any of that. No excuses. Hemingway loved and lost. All of that. He's straight to the point. He doesn't mess about. The lines are simple. If you want to make more of it, that's fine. But the lines are clear. He survived. He's a survivor. I can relate with that. With now. With all of this, we have to survive. We have to figure it out for ourselves. Woo! It's not easy. I like a bit of banter, but I can chat it with the best of them and I can walk away, you know? Just as easily. Ernest Hemingway could walk away.
Oh, that was so embarrassing. Oh, my banner was a little on the large side. Got a bit carried away. It's me all over, right? I made a banner out of an old bedsheet to hang outside my window. Just wrote, "Thank you," kept it simple. People will know what I mean. We're all clapping for the same reason, right? Well, I hung it out just before 8, and like the numpty that I am, then I didn't realise quite how massive it is, and I ended up covering the 2 windows below me. I don't know if the wind caught it or if someone got the hump and tore it down, but it was my bad. Hopefully it made someone laugh. I know what you're saying. Cassie, slow down. Take a deep breath. That's better. I've calmed down now, honestly. I just love it. I'm so glad you went with this idea. Did you mention it was my idea? It doesn't matter if you did. The important thing is that though we're all separated, we're all in this together. It's so weird to think that there's people up there and down there who I haven't seen in weeks. I did put letters through all the doors on the corridor just to let people know that they're not alone, and if there's anything that they needed from the supermarket, just to let me know. You've got to remember that some people's mental health it's not best equipped to deal with something like this. There's this old lady in my village who never left her house. We used to deliver food parcels to her door, and we'd even sing carols outside her house every Christmas Eve, until the year she shouted out her window demanding that we left her in peace. So, you're probably wondering what book I've gone for. Okay, drum roll. Hang on. To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, I just love the characters already. I put aside an hour later, so hopefully next time then I'll have more to talk about. The rest of my week's pretty chocker, to be honest. Oh, I had a slightly bonkers idea, by the way. A virtual choir, all the students in halls singing a line of "Fix You," and we can edit them all together and maybe put it up online as a fundraiser. Maybe float it to the others on the course. Just an idea. Let me know if you think it might work. Right, onwards and upwards. Keep safe, and I'll talk to you next time. I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh, what a numpty.
I don't think I've ever met you. Not really. I might have asked you a question once. Not sure. Right. Write a response to a classic book from any era. Any era. In response to the current circumstances. Any era at all. Classic is subjective, surely. I'm not trying to challenge you. I know you're just doing your job, but it's a bit vague. It's all a bit vague now, though, I guess. Are you on a full contract, or are they going to let you go? Are you going to be one of the first that gets it when what happens, happens? Listen. Can you hear that? I could be in space. Or a monastery. Tiny, like a monastic cell. Expensive, like a space station. Choose a book. What about a classic book on economics, then? Perhaps A Wealth of Nations? Or Freakonomics? Too modern. I don't want to depress you with that. There are people out there who should be made to write a response. Out there locked away in palm tree compounds. No, better not be economics because it's supposed to be a work of fiction. I was up all night. Who isn't? Skyping my mother. She can't sleep. Job's on the line. So anyway, who is speaking to me about this? All of this? It has to be Burroughs. William Seward Burroughs II. Why? I had not taken a bath in a year, nor changed my clothes or removed them. I did absolutely nothing. I could look at the end of my shoe for 8 hours. I've not gone with naked lunch. Everyone knows naked lunch. For me, it's the ticket that exploded because it's the ching of writing. And it's all about a world that's gone absolutely mad with technology. And if you ask me, and in a way you are, we are haywire with technology. It's like a disease. Perhaps I think too much. What do you think? I'll leave you with this. The basic Nova technique is very simple. Always create as many insoluble conflicts as possible, and always aggravate existing conflicts. It appears you and my mother have been talking. Or is it a coincidence that your email should say exactly the same thing that she said? Go outside. Well-being. Mental health. Does the one show help? I'm so tired. And then when I want to go to sleep, I can't.
To Kill a Mockingbird. I guess it takes you on a journey. So I cut the song into sections, popped the lyrics into envelopes and went up and down the corridor putting them through people's doors. Okay, back up and rewind, Cassie. The virtual choir, all the students on the course singing a line of Fix You. You can do it! When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. It's weird. I always put that song on as a sort of pick-me-up, but, well, on paper it's just a bit blank, isn't it?
The word is now a virus.
What week are we on? Week 5? Or week 6?
The flu virus may once have been a healthy lung cell. It is now a parasitic organism that invades and damages the lungs.
Boo Radley still hasn't shown himself. He's still locked away, watching the world from inside the Radley house. It's been nearly 15 years. I'm guessing he comes out at some point. I'll have to read on to see how he copes with the outside world again.
The word may once have been a healthy neural cell. It is now a parasitic organism that invades and damages the central nervous system. We've lost the option for silence. What came first? The intestine or the parasite? I was going to go outside for a walk, a stroll, the perambulation to clear my head and socialise. I was going to go outside till I noticed this. Pushed under my door. Spilt my coffee on it, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to make it all out, but the point is, someone's trying to communicate with me. By letter. Something about Coldplay. The lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. And I will try to fix you. Ignite your bones. What does that mean?
Maybe I should have put a note too.
Did I write the letter and post it under my own door?
We all have off days, right? Maybe another dose of Fix You will do the trick. Mum wants to drive up here to take me back to Little Acton. Worries I'm not getting enough air. I told her I was busier than ever, but...
I hear things are being eased, relaxed. But stay alert picnics and stay alert bunting and a game of stay alert tennis...
I'm feeling a little out of sorts today, to tell the truth.
That's the thing. Stay alert. That's what he said. Well, I am. I am alert. No one's gonna try and fix me.
Never heard of 2 metre distance. These are what we call bellends.
I seem to be the only person still on task here from what I can tell. I was talking to the others. Trying to talk to them. It's clear! People can't handle clear. Of course the situation poses challenges.
No feedback on my first video. Did it disappear into the ether? Leave you speechless? Silent? Haha, silence. No chance of that here. The reason that we should be in permanent lockdown is noise. We humans are addicted to noise. Like, there is no escape from it. Like, we're born to destroy silence. We leave the room, catch our first breath, and immediately scream to fill the void.
Challenges are to be overcome. Have a bit of bants, raise morale. Morale is important.
He's quiet now. Yep, I knew the moment I turned on the camera he'd stop. If you'd have heard some of the noises coming from that room. I know I'm a bit sensitive, oversensitive, but like growing up, I got hunted out of every quiet spot I could find by my sisters. Like, they thought my silence was weird. I thought I'd be safe here, but with Fix You being sung at full volume from that side and up there, who knows what's happening up there. The ninth ring of hell is noise. One-way mobile phone conversations and building works and cars blaring out shit house music. Like, noise, to me, is hell.
Most people would think Liam's gone for a farewell to arms makes sense. He likes the discipline, he likes adventure, he's up for the challenge. It seems she had one hemorrhage after another. They couldn't stop it. I went into the room and stayed with Catherine until she died. She was unconscious all the time, and it didn't take her very long to die. It's about wounds, and how many wounds a person can take and keep going.
Maybe you could, like, check in with him?
Alright, you take a one in the arm, in the leg, you can survive. One in the head, it's bye-bye time. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's mostly banging and grunting, like, all hours of the day, and I mean all hours. I've retaliated by holding up a Bluetooth speaker, blaring out the most insane operatic stuff I could find, and it has had no effect whatsoever, other than making me never want to listen to music again.
Come on then! Had this. Lyrics to Fix You. Is this an official assignment? A choir singing this? It's English, right? Not bloody performing arts. It's bad enough for the bloody opera going on underneath me. I don't need Coldplay as well.
Okay, I don't feel right sharing this, but it's the crying that's getting to me. No, not crying, wailing, like full on wailing when I'm trying to get to sleep. So make sure he's okay. And obviously tell him to keep the grunting down as well.
I'm trying to get people involved, but they're all snowflakes, you know? Too much social media, too much TikTok. My great-grandfather drove ammunition lorries in Montecasino, March 1944. The point? The point is this. Drive from A to B. That's clear, isn't it? The shells falling, the cordite smoke all around him posed challenges. He still drove his lorry. He overcame the challenges. Corbynists, they're all trying to be funny, you know? Laugh it off. It's quite clear you can't laugh this off. So I just want to say, I'm still on point, on task, and getting on with it. And if one more person says to me, "Oh, the government don't know what they're doing," I swear to God, I am going to put my head through the wall.
If you flatter yourself that you are all over comfortable and have been so a long time, then you cannot be said to be comfortable anymore. Wrap your heads around that, folks. What were the main themes of the book?
I know what people think of me, but it's an English literature course, not a bloody lefty lovin'.
That's some deep shit right there. That Melville had a way with words sometimes. Although, of course, other times he really could have done with a bloody good editor. The whiteness of white, the sound of white.
As the protagonist says in the book, I was angry. And I do get frustrated. I do know that.
I won't explain, just go and read it for yourselves. Or rather, actually just skip the whole chapter. Of course, I haven't finished Moby Dick yet. I will.
I've been clapping, putting the guns in like a good un, you know. It's not a bloody clapping competition, is it? The clapping. I mean, no. We've just got to get behind our government. It's simple. It's clear.
Some people are being too alert. Do you know what I mean? You can't catch it from a smile or eye contact. There was this man, the frozen food doll, who was like a meerkat. He'd rummage in the freezer, then quickly his head would shoot up and scan the horizon for danger. I get it though. I do, I hope when all this is over, the distances disappear a bit.
To be honest, people don't really say anything to me, because they know I will challenge them intellectually on anything about their thinking.
I have some pretty out there thoughts, but that's necessary sometimes. It's the grit that makes the pearl. I don't know what that means, I just said it.
Oh, well, look at that. Me, of all people, missing small talk. Damn, I have been in quarantine for way too long.
Yeah. I have been getting a little tense in here. Found myself twitching at the windows. There is more to life than the one show. And I hear now we can all be tested. So we're relaxing, easing off, opening up, extending arms at safe distance.
Oh, actually, I have taken the plunge and dipped my toe back into communicating with the outside world.
It was so good to talk to someone who wasn't on a screen.
I called back all those people who were so desperate to know how I was. And funnily enough, they just talked about themselves for hours on end.
Met up with Sophie in the park. I was so excited.
Didn't really mind. I just did my usual, "Oh really? Oh you don't say," routine while I was half watching Homes Under the Hammer. And making my way through another pack of Jaffas. So the project is over, and the country is alert but not quite ready, and I'm okay, actually. Obviously, thanks for asking. He's he might be okay now, actually, I think. 12 hours ago, I would have given you a very different answer on both counts. 12 hours ago, I really was in that 9th ring of hell. He was in a bad way. He paced. No, he marched. He marched. Back and forth. It was like there was an army up there. And then he let it out. Like he really let it out. I'd like to say that I went up there and comforted him. I'd like to say that I did something out of the goodness of my heart, but no.
I went outside. Well, it was after the incident, the letter incident.
Anyway, I'm coming back into Horse and I bump into Arthur, is it?
I was freaked out. I mean, freaked out.
Well, he's sweating like he's just come back from a run. There's a bit of a cringy pause, so I just blurt out, "I'm just down the hall." "Which hall?" he asks. Bit of a strange question, but...
Really?
"Just down the hall from you." He doesn't say anything for the longest time and just looks at me, sizing me up. Seems like an alien who's crash landed and is making their first encounter. I wasn't sure if he was going to speak again when he said, "The message?" Takes me a few seconds to twig. "Fix you, I say?" Again, he just looks at me for the longest time and then asks if the lights will guide him home. And before I could answer...
I'd made the blanket into a sort of monk's cowl like this.
I almost ran over this tiny guy when I came back from my run just now.
Towards me strides a giant.
I mean, I think he could have been a ghost. He was that pale.
Snarl on his face, fresh from chewing on bones most likely.
He was creeping to the entrance door and then he saw me and stopped.
He gestured at me, sort of like a challenge.
He had this wild look in his eyes.
My doom I saw in his eyes.
What a state. I mean, I'm not a predator. Did he think I was going to eat him? I mean, there was 2 meters between us. That was pretty clear.
Enough. I was gone. Back here.
He dashed back to his hole like a rabbit. I've seen him at lectures, actually. Sat at the back trying to look all aloof and intellectual. Probably thinks he's the first person to discover David Bowie or Marxism. It's just posture, no substance.
So I didn't actually go outside. Yet.
Tell you the truth now. There's me banging on about staying on task, and, well, I've been a bit distracted. I've been getting out more, going on my runs, but it's not that.
Anyway, my head is tripped out, and then I bump into Liam. Only spoke to him in passing. We move in different circles. You know how it is.
It's funny how things happen, isn't it? Not that anything has happened. It's just, you spend all this time living around it and not speak to anyone, you can get the wrong end of the stick about someone. I always thought she was an airhead. Well, turns out I was wrong. I'm big enough to say when I got something wrong, you know? We had big chats.
Didn't say a lot. I did most of the talking.
Like I said, nothing's going on.
Told him I just finished To Kill a Mockingbird. Tells me I need to read Hemingway.
So, top ants. She's genuinely enthusiastic. I like that. Yeah. The song though? Coldplay. Absolutely no way she's going to get me singing that. Not a chance.
A little less people are out tonight. It's to be expected though, isn't it? I'll keep clapping though. Mum phoned yesterday night. You know everyone in Little Acton, there's a post office, a pub, and that's it really. And I knew Mrs. Wilson was in the Royal Infirmary with breathing problems. Well, yesterday afternoon she took her last breath. She was 92, so it shouldn't have been such a surprise, but it hit me. It hit me really hard, to be honest. Mum said that she wasn't alone. She was cared for until the very end. So, even if my claps aren't heard, I'll be at that window next Thursday. And the next. And the next. And the next.
I will go out. We have to now. Can't stay indoors forever. An endless routine of avoidance. It's not good for people's health. Turns out that whole letter idea was Cassie's idea. Why didn't you tell me? I spent a good couple of days feeling very peculiar about that because it genuinely freaked me out. I've met Cassie before. She's a little enthusiastic. A lot enthusiastic. She could get enthusiastic about dysentery. In this case, a Coldplay sing-along. Nope. I thought I would present my own interpretation to you of Fix You, using the cut-up technique employed by William Burroughs. Ta-da! I cut up the lyrics and reassembled them a little. Perhaps you could share it with Cassie. When you reverse your face and lose your home, your bones ignite something down below. You lose sleep, something you'll never know. Oh. When your bones stuck in something high above, streaming face ignite your love. Face, bones, face, bones. I will fix your lights. On second thoughts, maybe don't share it with Cassie. It's a bit odd.
Listen. Can you hear that? Sound of silence. Little chicken and the egg conundrum for you. Would you know silence without noise? And vice versa? Would silence be quite so satisfying without what came before? Life throws you out little curveballs sometimes. Life can catch you out. Little curveballs to remind you not to be quite such a smart ass all of the time. Four words. 4 words I never thought I'd say. Thank you, Chris Martin.
When you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, then you'll never know. Just watch your worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
On second thoughts, this may not have been the best book for me during lockdown.